Hey, buddy.
Raw.
Hey, man, that's a sweet heavy metal happy hour t-shirt. Where'd you pick that up?
Thanks, dude. I got it at the Toxic Radio shop.
Toxic Radio has a shop?
Yeah, dude. It's in the app or online at toxicradio.net.
That is sweet.
Yeah, and I also got a rockin' Toxic Radio hoodie and a Red Band Underground shirt. Dude, I'm gonna look so rockin' at the party tomorrow.
Well, I think you look pretty now.
Oh, wait, what?
The Toxic Radio shop is a place to get all your Toxic Radio gear. Shirts, hoodies, stickers. Find it at toxicradio.net or on the app. Don't buy it safe. Buy it toxic. Hey, where you going, man?
Enjoying all that Toxic Radio has to offer? Well, make sure you like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be the first to find out about ticket giveaways, amazing guests, awesome contests, and Toxic Radio events. Just search Toxic Radio Live, all one word, and press that little button. Every time you do, someone here at Toxic Radio will get their wings.
Yay!
Well, not really.
Aww.
But we will get a warm, fuzzy feeling in our tummies. But then again, that just might be the beer. Anyway, like and follow us, and we will see you out there on the interwebs.
Guess what? Toxic Radio is going on a road trip.
Westbound and down, 18-wheeler rolling.
November 7th, we're crossing the river into Philly, and there's gonna be a party. Why a party on a Sunday in November, you may ask? What, are you new here? It's a football tailgate at Lincoln Financial Field for the Birds and Bolts matchup. Come out to see the Toxic Radio crew for fun, prizes, freebies, and shenanigans. Toxic Mike, Super Dave, John Evans, Mr. Entertainment, the guys from Wire to Wire, Thee Godfrey, and Gene Walzak from the brand new Birds Deep podcast. Jimmy Page, Nicki Minaj, Martin Sheen, Kim Kardashian, Grover.
Whoa. What the hell was that?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
That's it. No more coffee for you.
Fair enough.
So just the people from Toxic Radio, right?
Right. Got it.
Okay. Proceed.
And we might even get a special live performance from Supreme de Resurrecta. So join us at noon, Sunday, November 7th in Lot N, right across from Jetro. Don't do your tailgate safe. Do it toxic.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. It is your favorite time of the week to take it deep. It is Thursday, 6 o'clock, 6:09. It doesn't matter. You know what time it is. So we got a lot to talk about today. Some things that I've been thinking about. Living in a TikTok world, as you'll see through the duration of the show. JFK, apparently, I don't know which one, is coming back to Earth. Resurrected. There's 3, 4 to choose from, maybe more. Ghostbusters, the movie, was out. I didn't even know that was out. Like, Mike, did you see that movie?
How did you not know that the Ghostbusters movie was out?
So you were a fan of the relaunch?
Yeah, I'm 100%. It's got Paul Rudd in it. I mean, come on, who's not a fan of that?
Brad, how long before Mike gets camera time? I've banned him. I put him on a strict diet.
We have a new gentleman here in studio named Warren. He is not going to be on microphone, but you might get a glimpse of him here and there on the camera. He's running the video switcher for me, so we've kind of did a different situation here in the studio. I might end up camera, I might not.
Okay, welcome, Warren. Welcome to the team. We'll see how long before you regret it. But with that being said, the QAnon thing, man. Crazy. But I got some TikTok videos to share with you this week. We'll get them up eventually. No big deal. No rush. You guys are going to be here with me. Everybody will. But QAnon supporters, they were gathering. So we're going to talk about that later. But I wanted to share with you guys why I think Crocs still suck. And,
they are the in thing still. It doesn't matter how much you think they suck.
I want to show you who thinks they're in. I have video evidence of this. And I'm going to dedicate this next TikTok to our esteemed host of Paradelphia coming on at 8 o'clock tonight, Rick. Because he is a fan of the Croc. Is he not?
He is. He loves the Crocs.
He wears the Croc.
He loves the Croc.
He eats in the Crocs. He masturbates in the Crocs.
I don't know if any of what you just said is true.
Oh, I'm guaranteed. We'll ask him. I bet you he jerks off in the Crocs.
What?
Yeah.
Who does that? Why?
There's plenty of people. Because it's comfortable. They don't even know they're on. That's what they say.
That's weird.
I don't think it's weird. I think, well, it is weird. Crocs are weird in
You
general.
don't think it's weird?
I mean, do you have to have a certain dress attire when you masturbate?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So you have a uniform, Mike?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. It's an interesting house to live in where Mike lives because apparently you have a uniform. You're dressing up like it's Halloween every time you're flogging the dolphin.
You weirdo.
But yeah, Mike actually was an excellent Bob Ross for Halloween. I don't have a picture.
Thank you. The Peapod squirrel got stolen and went on a pub crawl, which was very interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
What, a squirrel got stolen?
So if you actually are a big fan of Bob Ross, and I apparently wasn't as big of a fan as I thought I was, you would know that he had a pet. He was very into squirrels as pets and actually had a pet squirrel named Peapod who would be on the show with him from time to time.
Why did he call him Peapod? Did everybody piss on a squirrel? Or was it like he's tiny like a peapod?
He's pissing on squirrels?
Well, maybe not Bob is, but maybe he rescued him from like a golden shower gang.
Not that I know of.
Poor little squirrel. Watch out for that urine. You're my friend now.
We can have Rick do a seance and see if he can figure out from Bob Ross why he did that.
He could summon the ghost of Bob Ross?
Yes.
Interesting. So let me show you about these Crocs. Are we ready to go?
I think so. Let's see how much skill
We're testing new technology
Warren has with this. Let's see if he can do it. Warren is a CSB grad.
Crocs, they're camo flavor. I'll put these bitches in four-wheel
Let it roll
drive.
through one time.
Look at my new Crocs. They're camo flavor. I'll put these bitches in four-wheel drive.
These are the kind of individuals that wear Crocs. You can stop that one. So
I'll put these bitches in four-wheel.
I listened to that for at least 30 minutes straight. Let me tell you something. If you wear Crocs, that's what you're wearing. And I just got to say that that's the type of individual I imagine that will wear a Croc. You might be offended. You might feel attacked. And I apologize. But I'm just telling the truth here. And I got to let you know that they look like they're related to Napoleon Dynamite's family. And they're four-wheel drive Crocs. I didn't even know that existed.
Why don't you think of stuff like that to go viral?
I could. Maybe. Did it? I don't. This one didn't go viral. Because here's my thing. Is that viral, really? I guess 7. It's almost at a mil. Some of these I found when they didn't go viral yet. Because I kind of like to find ones that don't really go viral. Because it really shows you the true TikTok, right? The thing about TikTok that I find interesting is there's a lot of people that reshare people's stuff and they didn't really create it, but they get views off of it, and then they maybe make it go viral. And people tend to steal people's dance moves and all that. I was seeing an article how a lot of the black creatives on TikTok were striking because people were stealing some of their stuff, taking credit for it, and not giving people proper due. Because it gets lost in TikTok with the shares, and then people get down, and it's hard to find who's originally tagged. I'm learning this TikTok thing. It's brand new, but it's great. I think it's gold. There's a lot of great original content on there. I think it's hilarious. But QAnon supporters, we're going to talk about soon. We got a clip coming up. When that comes up, we'll dive into that. But as we play with things right now.
I'm playing with as much as I can back here.
Oh, that's okay. Mike, we always assume you're playing with something in the background.
Oh, sorry.
That's
yeah, so
that's how you feel.
I have to bring everybody in. Never mind. Just keep going, dude. I'm so
You're
flustered.
splendid. You're doing a splendid job.
I am so flustered right now.
So the Ghostbusters movie was great. That's what Mike says. Did you actually see that, Mike?
I haven't seen it. I was watching over the weekend the one with all the girls.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the new one with Paul Rudd.
No, I have not seen that one yet, no.
3.5 out of 5. I don't know if Alex has watched it yet, but I know he's on the line over there, probably listened to the show. And if he did, he'll drop it in. But it says 3.5 out of 5. Paul Rudd, I believe you also have good old Bradley Cooper in this movie as well. Your favorite?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you know Mike has a poster of Bradley Cooper on his ceiling in his room? Signed.
Thank you.
But anyway, that being said, the movie I have not seen, but it doesn't look like someone I'm going to see. But there was a TikTok related to it, and we were going to play with that later on. And listen, I'm making Mike dance right here, but I enjoy it. Kennedy died. Everybody knows that. His son, his brother, John F. Kennedy. So the QAnon thing going on kind of baffles me. I'm not really going to get political here, but I will talk about the QAnon because I haven't really paid a lot of attention to it. It's very cultish. I'm pretty sure most people can agree, right? So when I look at QAnon, I just kind of ignore it. I'm like, okay, these guys are nuts. But now they're doing like things on display, loud and proud. And you know what? I say, fuck it, do it. Say what you want to believe. But they gathered in Dallas expecting JFK Jr. to reappear. What is amazing to me is they thought he was going to reappear and Trump was going to become president again and JFK was going to be his vice president. This is not wrong. This is not fake. I thought it was fake. I thought they were messing with me. I thought that at the end of the day, it wasn't real. But no, for real. Scores of QAnon believers gathered Tuesday afternoon in downtown Dallas in hopes that John F. Kennedy would appear, heralding the reinstatement of Donald Trump as president. It's all connected to that. And what I find fascinating about this is not really what they believe, but so much how they go about it. And when I look at it, it is cult-like because there is no fact behind it. And you get all these culture war grifters and things of that nature. You know, I grew up in a religious family. Not a big fan of religion. If you are, nothing against it. I'm not going to say anybody shouldn't be religious. But for me, it's not for me. And the reason is this. I know Mike would agree with me on this. Is that you have a guy on stage that's telling stories. And you see this going on right now in a lot of churches, evangelical, certain churches. Not all of them. Certain people that are in that religion are condemning the ones that are doing it. Obviously, nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect. You know, spreading QAnon lies. And when you talk to them and say, do you know who QAnon is? They're like, I don't know who that is. And it's all to fill a donation plate. It's all to get money. It's all to get people in an uproar. You got people showing up in Dallas for someone to come back alive as if they were waiting for Jesus Christ himself to be resurrected. That's been dead for over 50 years. Almost 60 years. It's crazy. So it was Monday night downtown at about 1 p.m. Tuesday where several hundred people near Dealey Plaza when President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in 1963. Kennedy's son died in a plane crash in 1998 at age 38. But some supporters of the QAnon conspiracy theory believe that he has spent the last 22 years in hiding. That's right, folks. He's been hiding for 22 years. Do you buy this, Mike?
Absolutely. I'm all in.
You are?
Yep.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Thank you. I've changed my stance.
Yeah, well, listen, I appreciate you. Really do.
Thank you.
So, that you changed your stance. You should have been down there. But now you see some Trump JFK Jr. flags. So, once post from a widely followed QAnon social media account said that after Trump was reinstated as president, he would step down and JFK Jr. would become president. Then former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn would be appointed as his vice president, and Trump would ultimately become the King of Kings. That sounds like Triple H to me, doesn't it?
The game.
I mean, am I the only one that's fascinated by this? I mean, it's just, I know people out there believe wild stuff, and I get it, and to each or his or her own. But what blows my mind is the depths that people go to. It's obvious. He's dead. there's always been a conspiracy layered around the death of JFK. There's really no big conspiracy around the death of his son that died in 1999. I remember that. I was a lot younger then. And it just is crazy. The QAnon conspiracy theory centers on feudally to Trump, who inherits believe will dismantle a shadowy deep state, which they believe comprises leftist politicians and celebrities who are pedophiles. So here's the thing. I see some politicians, not a lot, a few, and I see some people that are quote-unquote messengers of God pushing this type of stuff, and people are donating to it, going to their church. And, you know, there's a lot of trust there, but you're affected because I was watching a former pastor who had a son that would go to a church where the guy believed in these conspiracy theories. He didn't. It's not the religion itself, it's the people in the religion. But, you know, law enforcement groups, including the FBI, have warned the dangers of real-world violence by the followers of the movement. QAnon believers were well represented during the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Surprising. Really surprising. Yeah, in 2019, a supporter of the movement allegedly gunned down a reputed underboss of the Gambino crime family, an act the New York Times described as the most high-profile mob killing in decades. Earlier this year, a California man said the conspiracy theory led him to kill his 2 children. QAnon is an umbrella group in which different segments don't always agree on ideologies, but they believe that Tuesday's events grew out of chat channels that are obsessed with numerology. So it's all got math behind it. If math is behind it, it has to be right, correct?
Absolutely.
Really?
Like I said, I'm all in.
You're all in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just blows my mind. And people just want to believe anything. And then you get these guys outside of that are cultural grifters where they know it's not true, and they're just spinning the lie. What do you do about that? Do you say anything? I just kind of ignore it and go by life and just kind of live my life and say, screw it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't understand what's going on with people. I mean, you're showing up like you're waiting for a UFO to land. Where was he gonna? Was he gonna come out of the sky? Was he gonna come out of the ground? Was he gonna pull up in a Mazda? I don't know. But this kind of stuff is crazy to me. I just never have seen anybody get so whipped up about something, and it's part of what kind of keeps us divided. I mean, I'm kind of over it, but a lot of people are still feeding into it. And don't you think we're a lot more divided than ever, Mike?
I mean, that shows 100% at the polls, even the one in Jersey that just happened.
Yeah, Phil Murphy won by a narrow margin.
Yeah, very small. Very small.
Yeah, well, I kind of feel like that's the Democrats' fault, but that's a whole nother discussion. People might be surprised to hear me say that, but, you know, when you promise things and they don't happen, and, you know, it's a cycle we go through. Let me explain it easily. Trump went through it in the midterms during his presidency. Joe Biden is, we vote for people, then we say, hey, we don't like you. You didn't keep the promises because they don't really work for you. They work for people that donate to their campaigns in large sums of money, which is true. I can show you that. Different show. So then you get mad, and then you go look at the other guy and be like, you're the other guy. I'm going to vote for you. You're different because you're just the other guy. And then we rinse, repeat, and do the same cycle over again. Kind of seems like we're just stuck in a cycle, right, Mike? I mean,
absolutely.
And, you know, now I can understand why people don't want to get involved in politics because it is kind of bullshit when you look at it from afar. That's how Mike feels, I think. He is definitely a farter, but he votes sometimes too. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I just think we are more divided than ever else. And the people who want to be cultural grifters, per se, guess what? It's not going to happen. So, at the end of the day, your ruse will be revealed. Back to this Ghostbusters movie. You know, Alex over here is telling me, yeah, Alex, you know, they did show up heavily to vote yesterday because of Trump losing. I agree. And I think you're from the state of New Jersey, and Dems did expect Phil to win. But I do think that when you promise a lot of things and you put a coalition together, and Phil's not directly responsible for this, but the Democrats in general, and whether they happen for, it's their fault or they're not fault, that coalition starts to fall apart, and then the density of the party starts to fall apart, and that's what happened. Because on the reverse side, they put together a very effective coalition for the guy who won the Virginia governor race. Not really a full-on Trump guy, but endorsed by him, kind of rode the line, and he had a bunch of supporters that weren't full-on Trump people that were voting for him too, and he won a narrow margin, and some would say it's a big upset, because they got a coalition together. Where's the coalition? Saw the same thing happen with Obama after he was in for 2 years. Was it the voters' fault or was it Obama's fault? People may shock you. I'm going to say it was the Democrats and Obama's fault. And not anything against him, but then Trump did the same thing in his midterms because he didn't really get people what they wanted when they voted him in. And then here we are, same cycle. So my prediction for 2020 midterms is it's going to be a bloodbath. I just think it is. It's going to be the same way it was for Republicans. You didn't vote? Damn you, Alex. Well, would you have felt bad if Bill Murphy lost by 1 vote? Maybe he's not your guy, but that is roughness. Yeah, but that being said, back to this Ghostbusters movie. I didn't even know it was happening. I saw a funny TikTok that kind of showed it, made me think of it, and people said finally a watchable sequel. Says to be known as the second best Ghostbusters movie, this is from the New York Post, was never a badge of honor after the fantastic 1984 original. But they said it's a watchable sequel finally. I don't know about that. I have to check into that again because I feel like, I don't know, I wasn't around for 84. Was Ghostbusters supposed to be a hit? I don't know. My movie buff could check into that for me, but yeah. Just because Paul Rudd's in it, I give that to you, my friend, because you did say that or Mike said that as well. So you're right. You're not wrong. I don't blame you. So with that being said, I don't know. 3.5 out of 5 is what I'm seeing, which isn't horrible. I mean, that's a low expectation movie. So maybe we'll force Alex to watch it. And he said he is going to watch it. And I don't know, I don't know. It just snuck by me. I was surprised. Halloween kind of snuck by me too. Anyway, with that being said, QAnon, they're offering free memberships. So, you guys should sign up. Twist my arm. Yeah. Anyway, we have our Cuck and our Mush of the Week coming up later in the show. We're going to also have some more TV talk because, who doesn't love that, right? And Mike is going to get naked on camera, and we're going to see if Facebook cuts us off. But I don't think Mike is prepared for that. He might have too much clothing on at this point. And I just think he's not taking one for the team anymore. I tried to get him to take the Hot Chip Challenge, and he said no. He said no to the Hot Chip Challenge.
Absolutely. That shit's crazy.
So you're telling me we found your ceiling?
Absolutely. Fuck no would I do that. I've watched 1,000,001 people do it.
I didn't think you had a limit.
Whether it was on Twitch or on YouTube or what have you, and it is fucking ridiculous. Why would I? It's not even mostly about the heat of what I have to go through during the time period that I'm actually chewing and swallowing. It more so has to do with what happens afterwards.
Oh, so you're talking about the poopy.
I'm talking about I've literally, with eating like ghost peppers and stuff or Carolina Reapers, have woken up at 1 a.m. with excruciating stomach pains. And then just
now, when the
next morning, it's just like a fire coming back.
When you eat that kind of stuff, do you try to kind of like, I don't know if it's better to do it before or after. Do you try to eat like yogurt and some dairy and stuff like that? Do you have to do that before?
I don't do anything, which is probably the wrong thing that I'm supposed to do.
So you don't prep?
Not a goddamn thing. Nope.
So the chip challenge, you can buy it from 7-Eleven, oddly enough. It's just sitting there.
I'm very surprised, 100%, that they sell it, something of that magnitude, at a place
I was just
like
gonna say that. That is surprising, right? Because, I mean, is that something you think that's worthy of having a waiver signed?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it would be a horrible trick to come to a party and put that chip in a bowl.
Yes.
Wow. That would be fucked up, wouldn't it?
100%. The worst thing. Again, I've eaten the worst of the worst. I've gone for the hottest of the hot, and to have that much heat in one chip, and the fact that kids could go in there and buy that because they heard it on a TikTok or on a YouTube posting is just asking for trouble. And parents out there, they're not going to take responsibility for the fact that they bought it for their kid. It's going to be bad.
So you mean they would buy it for their kid and then they would want to sue because they bought it for their kid and then they ate it?
I think they would buy it for their kid. Yeah, absolutely. I think they would buy it for their kid thinking it's a novelty.
So, when you said that, it kind of reminded me of something. And I'm going to send, Mike, I'm going to give you a break. You know what I'm going to do?
Oh,
I'm going to send you an Instagram
There's
video.
many things I can think that you could do for me right now to give me a break, but let's see what you're going to do.
So, is Instagram better?
Is Instagram better for what? You are picking the worst social medias tonight, by the way.
So Instagram's on the no list too. But
no, but I can take care of what you need to take care of. So you want to throw up these two dudes that are freaking weirdos?
Have you seen these guys?
I have seen these guys.
See, these guys have been going viral, and they're called Island Boy. Now, Mike's a rap fan. I just met Warren. I don't know if he's a big rap fan or not. I don't want to assume anything over here, but he could be a heavy metal guy. But he says he's a rap fan.
But you're talking about these guys, and what I'm going to do is so we can hear them.
Oh, I've sent you Instagram, but so they're making fun of them. You're not going to actually really hear them in this, but they're watching people make fun of them. This is why I find like TikTok can show people's actual reaction to getting clowned and trolled, and they don't seem to have anything going on.
Island boy, I'm just trying to make it. Oh, I'm an island boy. Hey, I'm just island boy. I'm just island boy. I'm just island boy. I'm just I'm an island boy.
All right, that was.
So
I can't get that time back in my life.
Are you sure?
Nope, that's never going to return.
So I just sent you the most latest one. I don't know if you have it in there. Or it was at Instagram. I thought I was doing you a favor. Maybe I wasn't right there. So if I wasn't, don't worry about it. So these guys are called the Island Boy brothers, or the Island Boy, and the reason is because they were on TikTok and they started blowing up. People are trolling them, coming at them. I don't know if I would really call him a skilled rapper. The one says that he's a lyricist, or he does the lyrics, and they're twin brothers, two Cuban guys from Florida, tied it all up. If that's your flavor, go ahead. I don't care. Live life, be free. But I don't think they have any fucking talent. We haven't seen their talent yet, but we'll show you in a minute. I mean, but they're just going straight up viral because either people are making fun of them, but those two guys you saw on that TikTok, they're dressed up like them. And to give the listening audience kind of a description, the one guy's got, that's gold hair pretty much. Or would you call that like blonde? Like, not bleach blonde, like Goldilocks blonde, right?
Yeah, it's very, very bright neon blonde.
Yeah, and it's not, I would say it's more to gold than neon. They got tats from, all over their body. What do you call that hairstyle? It's not a mohawk, but it's, I don't know.
I don't know what, it's dreadlocks, but they're sticking up like it's
but
something
dreadlocks
out of
don't usually stick up like that. Do
they will, yeah, they will.
Okay. So, I don't know. I felt like when I saw them, I didn't know Tekashi 6ix9ine had kids. Personally, I didn't know he had kids out there. Apparently, he does. So someone said that they kind of look like him, remind him. He's like, we're not a snitch. He's a snitch. I'm like, all right, that's cool, whatever. But everybody from every walk of life, A to Z, are clowning these guys, but they're still getting exposure. Apparently, the one guy's name is Fly Soldier Boy, and they are on Spotify, but they're clowning them. Do I feel bad for them? Nope. That's when you put yourself out there. I'm pretty sure people get clowned all the time because they're getting exposure. So if they could rap, you think they would get a shot, right? What's wrong with John Mayer? Come on, that's not nice. So these guys are famous. Who doesn't know them? Ask Warren. Warren, did you know about those guys? What's that? Is that me?
That's you.
That's not me. Oh, that video? You played that video?
Sorry, I clicked
That's
on a
okay.
tab
Oh,
and
man,
it
that's
happened
the
to be
great
there.
one. Yeah, that's the one that I'll drive by farting in the face.
That's what you wanted to share with the
Well, I was going
with
to
the
tie it to
people.
something else. But I was going to tie it to something else. However, the Soldier Boy one, don't go looking for that. It's not in there. I just sent you an Instagram link with that one. I don't want you to go, looking for that. Fly Soldier Boy, though, is the guy's name. And these guys just sing the same verse pretty much all the time. And I don't know anything about their music because they're just getting clowned all the time. And they're responding to it. I think it'd be more effective if they were getting all that attention and they started pumping out some of their music. Playing their music. Because someone's going to like it eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Instead of responding to the haters. But they're always standing in a pool with their shirt off. Like, what's that about?
I mean, who doesn't want to stand in the pool with their shirt off?
But all the time?
Yes.
Like, it's your full-time job?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, what do you do for a living? He's like, I'm a rapper. I'm like, all right, cool. You do you, bro. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to chalk it up to it's that generation that's like, I'm going to be an Instagram or TikTok influencer, and I'm going to be a star. Do you think that's the case? Is there talent here? You're a rap fan?
Yes, I am.
Talent? No talent?
I've never heard them rap. I don't know what they're about. I know that doing what they're doing on TikTok is definitely something that is marketable because on TikTok you have to grab somebody's attention as quickly as humanly possible. And with their hairdo, with the bright colors, and with the way that they dress, 100% will grab your attention.
Would our own Supreme do a video?
With the amount of tattoos that they have, it 100% grabs your attention.
Would our own Supreme do a video with them, you think?
Oh, Supreme. I mean, we just have to look at how many likes they get. They got 1.1 million likes on their video. Supreme would do it in 2 fucking seconds, and so would anybody else.
I mean, you think so?
Yep.
Yeah, Supreme would do it. You're right about that. There's no doubt about that. He'd be like, yeah. That's a lot of likes. But does it mean you have talent, though?
Doesn't matter. You have an audience. Doesn't matter if you have talent or not.
But does it matter though if you're just looking to gain an audience? I get that, right? But if you're looking to be a rapper and you just have an audience and you're not really putting out your music, is that really what you want?
Again, all you have to do, just like the Cash Me Outside girl who goes on tour overseas and all over the United States, you don't have to be good. You just have to have a following.
Now she did that when she turned 18, right?
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you where her money's coming from. Showing her titties on OnlyFans.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not hating on her. Listen, if she decides to do it, I'm just saying, is that talent?
No.
It's not talent.
But no matter what kind of talent you do or don't have, with the technology and mixers and overlays and sound effects and everything else, they can make you sound good enough on stage or in the studio to make an album.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen to NoFX and I love them. Fat Mike is no lyricist. He doesn't harmonize. He's got a raspy voice, but it's marketable. The lead singer of Rancid, it just, you got to find your niche and do it. But anybody can be a singer.
Right. Well, Mike, we're gonna show you these guys, and I'm gonna give you a break because I'm sending you a YouTube video, and I know that's workable. He's like, thank Jesus that he's sending me a YouTube video. That's probably the easiest one, right?
YouTube is the easiest videos to send, yes.
So, apparently, Kodiak Red, I'm an Island Boy, Fly Soldier, featuring Kodiak Red. I don't know, who's Kodiak Red sounds like a rapper name I've heard before.
It definitely does.
Right? That shows you how much I listen to rap. I don't have anything against it. I'm just I like old school type rap. I mean, old school hip hop. That's just where I'm at.
Boy, and I've been trying to make. Oh, I'm an island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm gonna get key white wine. You're gonna keep that gun. I'll be just staring at the sun. I'm just out fool gazing. I'm like, pull where I'm staying. They're like, you wanna be famous? I'm trying to be out the greatest. I'm a Florida boy. I get a real damn tropic. I'm like the damn on the topic. I'm an island boy. Put my vest on, yeah, like a wagwan man. Trying to make it to the top. I'm an island boy. I've been trying to make it. I ain't seen it with a gang slang. You ain't just slang no kind. And through the storm, through the rain. Cause we try home like a line. From the island boy, from the Caribbean. Que yo soy cubano. I'm an island boy. Put my vest on, yeah.
Wow.
So, we're going to play a little game called America Doesn't Have Talent. We'll claim these individuals as our own. They are American. They maybe have Cuban heritage, but he said he's a Florida boy. That is America. Did he have talent? I don't know. Will someone sign him? Possibly. But I will tell you that if I'm judging this guy's skills, I know there's way more dudes, and I'm not a big rap guy, that are way more fire game than those dudes as far as spitting lyrics. Way better. Way better. I would say Supreme is better than those guys. I mean, maybe I'm biased because he's on the home team, but I'm just saying, I see that the appeal of them is that they look different. I don't know if it's because their music is different, because when the guy was spitting his rhymes, he kind of stuttered at the end there and didn't seem like it. Almost, the one dude felt rehearsed and he was lost. You know what I mean? Anytime I've seen a guy that can like rap on the spot, he can go forever. Like, just keep going until you're like, okay, I can't take it anymore. You're so good. But what do you think, Mike? Talent or not? As far as rap,
in today's world, talent, but that's in today's world with today's youth that are looking for something like that. I mean, today's youth likes mumble rap.
Is that mumble rap?
No, that's not mumble rap. But today's youth likes mumble rap, and today's youth, you know, when you have something like rap where you're supposed to have MCs, you know, that are able to put together rhymes, you know, be lyrical poets, so to say, and you've got these individuals that are just mumbling and don't even know what the hell they're saying, but they're like, well, I still make $1 million, and people eat that shit up. It's fucking ridiculous. So
I mean, bad music's always been around.
Be good. When you're mumbling and you literally don't even know, like, you could say to somebody, I don't even know what I'm saying sometimes.
So, I mean, would Busta Rhymes be considered mumble rap when he would do certain
songs?
songs?
No, because
right?
he's not mumbling.
Because
he is a speed
amazing.
rapper.
Right, he's a speed rapper.
rapper.
Yeah, so this guy's name is the one. So LED Bible. I don't know how good of a source this is. So take this with, and this is, I'm not trying to assassinate their character here, but I'm just trying to get some background on these guys. Did a little bit of research. I was kind of enthralled by the TikTok videos. Viral Island Boy rappers have a fairly serious criminal history, so they say. If you've been on TikTok or Twitter recently, then chances are you would have seen Frankie, Kodiak Red, and Alex Fly Soldier. Venegas, their brothers, it's Venegas, so if I'm saying that wrong, singing their catchy track. Whether you like it or hate it, the Island Boys have become a massive viral hit, thanks in part to absolutely ripping on it. So, yeah, that's what I thought. Didn't read this article, and I knew that that's why it becoming, viral. Chris D'Elia, am I saying his name right? You know the comedian? You know what I'm talking about, Mike?
Yeah.
Did I say that correct?
I think so.
I've seen him live, great, but I can't remember how to say his last name. He's even clowning on these guys. So people that are already viral are clowning on these guys. So they're in the sweet spot. So my question is, are they going to be smart enough to take advantage of it? I'm going to bet no. I'm going to bet they'll flame out. We're not talking about them in a month. What do you think? Think I'm right?
Yeah. I mean, these type of guys that come and go, it's almost easy to get that viral video, but it's not easy to maintain the viral clout that you get. Maintaining it is something different. That's why I've always said to people nonstop, if you diss or downplay Kim Kardashian or any of the Kardashian family, you're not understanding the game or the grind that people have to put in. In order to, you could get famous off a sex tape, off of one video, off of a hairdo, whatever it is. If you can get to that level of fame off of one single thing, awesome.
Yeah.
But now it's your try to maintain it. Try to carry that on.
Right.
Try to parlay that into
And
other
that's where the
things.
cream rises to the top. If you really don't have any fucking talent or hustle on you, it will flame out.
Right, it'll flame out very quickly.
Yeah,
very,
so
very
the
quickly.
original video on TikTok ended up being viewed more than 9 million times before it was eventually and mysteriously deleted. Mysteriously? According to Distractify. However, the two men behind the viral fame have been revealed to have fairly serious criminal history. I don't even know why that matters, but I'm just curious now. So speaking on the No Jumper podcast, Alex explained how he and his fraternal twin would always get in trouble with the law while they were growing up in Florida. They were raised by a single mom, and their father died, and they quickly racked up charges related burglary, robbery, grand theft auto, and drugs. I'm guessing that's where the cash comes from, right? But maybe they got a really nice Amazon warehouse business. I don't know. If you had to bet money, which one you bet money on? But just saying, because if you're a business guy and you're making cake like that, some dudes flash it. But like, this is where kids mess up, and I always think it's funny. Like, you know, if you want to sell drugs and you want to do that, whatever. Everybody has their own free will. But you know, when you get caught or someone robs you, is when you flash it online. People are gonna run up on your shit because they don't really give a fuck. I've seen it happen. I know it's happened to people. I used to know guys that would deal and they would come up riding motorcycles that looked like it was in the movie Tron. Next thing you know, they're getting robbed in the middle of the night. So these two are begging for it, and I hope it doesn't happen to them because that's fucked up. But the pair admitted to getting into drugs in their teenage years, and their tolerance for things like Percocet, Jesus Christ, which is oxycodone, an opioid medication designed for pain relief. We all know about that in Philly, Kensington. Grew to a point where one of them had to be hospitalized 3 times. Jesus. They were eventually kicked out of home at the age of 18 because their mom, this guy must be English, was sick of getting a knock at the door from the police. The twins didn't know what they wanted to be as they were growing up, except for the fact that they wanted to become famous and be paid for the status. So, like, do I just sound like an old guy yelling at the clouds right now?
Yes.
All right, fuck you. Listen. Just listen to that sentence. The twins didn't know what they wanted to be as they were growing up, except for they wanted to be famous and be paid for that status.
That's in today's world, with seeing individuals come out of nowhere and just be famous for doing stupid shit, like we just said. It has now become a...
But don't you hit a wall where you have to work for it at a certain point?
Yes and no. It depends on what you become famous for, I guess. But everybody sees these YouTubers, and they don't see the grind behind the behind the wall that they have to go through, and they think they're just gonna be famous for doing.
You know
nothing.
what I can't wait for, and I don't want it to come because I don't want to age in 10 years. But in 10 years, when we start seeing real life TV shows of where these YouTubers are at now and what their life was really like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember when I was seeing like VH1 shows or about like Juvenile was one of them, or rappers where they had, they didn't really have that much money, or they spent a lot of the money. I want to know what, because sometimes you run into an opportunity, whether you deserve it or not, who knows? These kids have an opportunity. I mean, look at that cash. I want to know what that's for. If they bought some goddamn Bitcoin, you know what I mean? But, they're not thinking like that. Maybe they do own a bunch of Bitcoin and we don't know. They're a Bitcoin whale and we have no idea. Maybe it's Bitcoin Rodney behind the whole thing. So, yeah, but they took a trip, but it was a trip to prison that gave Alex inspiration to be a rapper, he said. He saw so many other people getting into that industry. They said being locked up led them to getting into fights with other inmates. However, they are now trying to stay out of trouble. The recent stardom of social media has even led to rapper Kodiak Black getting in touch to see if they want to sign with his label. Why wouldn't they? But they appear to be apprehensive about jumping into record deals just yet. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. They said their heritage is Cuban, which is probably where the Island Boy song was inspired by. They'd have to call it Peninsula Boy if they wanted to talk about being from Florida. Okay. When asked about the hate their freestyle has chopped, they revealed they just ignore it all. And they do a pretty good. I got to give them credit. They do a pretty good job of that, because when I watched them, they don't really react to it too negatively. They don't seem rather insecure. So I got to give them credit where credit's due. But I just found that fascinating. So everybody in this room has know who these guys are. This is how viral they are. You've seen them. I've seen them. Warren's seen them. Everybody. So What's the over-under on these guys flaming out? Month and a half? 2 months?
What's that?
I'm going to get the over-under a month, 90 days of these guys flaming. No, I'm going to say 60 days and they flame out.
I'd say a full year.
You're going to give them a full year, huh?
Yeah, because, again, you could be TikTok famous. TikTok famous is a thing right now. So as long as you just...
Do they pay you like YouTube partners?
Yes, you do get paid off of TikTok, yeah. They also send you cookies and baked goods.
Oh, really?
Yes, that is a true thing.
Have you gotten some?
No, I'm not TikTok famous in any way, shape, or form.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, interesting. Yeah, well, all I know is that kind of stuff kind of fascinates me. And, hopefully these kids don't squander that opportunity. But it's possible. And I'm going to bet on the under. Mike's going to take the... You said a year.
Yeah, a year.
Okay. Gotcha. A year. They kind of remind me of, like... They could be the kids of, like, Insane Clown Posse.
No, trust me, Insane Clown Posse kids are educated and
oh, you mean they actually have kids?
Yeah, they do.
Well, that's right. They're pretty old.
Yeah, they're
in their 60s, aren't they?
Let me look that up.
How many ICP concerts have you been to, Mike?
Too many to count.
That many?
Way too many to count.
Huh.
An insane amount.
Is it true that you went to an Eminem summer camp?
Well, no, but I guess you can call the Gathering of the Juggalos a summer camp.
Yeah, the Fago.
Violent J is 49.
Oh, all right, a lot younger than I thought.
And Shaggy Two Dope, who is the Southwest Strangler, is, let me see, 74. If he was born in 74, how old would he be? I'm doing the math. So he's 47.
So I always get did they actually wrestle at one point?
They've wrestled for every major wrestling federation known to man. They've wrestled for ECW, WCW.
I used to always get
WWF.
confused with that wrestling group Public Enemy that they.
Oh yeah, it was very similar.
But didn't they wrestle each other at a certain point?
Who, Public Enemy or
And
ICP?
ICP.
I mean, I'm sure they have wrestled each other. I don't think I've ever seen it. But
so were they professional wrestlers, or were they just kind of?
Yeah, they were professionally trained wrestlers. Like I said, they've wrestled in every major federation, and they've also created their own federation called JCW.
How excited were you when they wrestled? Were you like jazzed about it?
I mean, I wouldn't say jazzed was the word, but yes, I was excited. I was pretty hype.
You seem like a jazz hands guy to me.
Maybe.
You're definitely a jazz hands guy.
Thank you.
Stop lying. Stop lying, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh man, I had a incriminating picture of you that I lost. We'll just have to give that to the viewers next week. It's not incriminating, but it's you wearing a onesie, and I wanted to use it against you.
Oh,
you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah. Why would you use that against me?
I don't know, but I think it looks hilarious. I actually still have it. And one of our listeners, actually, Brad, was in there with you.
Oh, I mean, Brad's a good guy.
He is a good guy. But I feel like it should be framed.
Was it that good?
I should get it for your birthday, yeah. But put it out there, like do a silhouette.
All right.
Kind of like dove fucking in a way.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what that's about.
I mean, it's been a while since you've even brought that up. I mean,
I've been working on a T-shirt secretly. It's gonna happen. I have someone actually designing me a T-shirt for that, and I'll be giving the free one away. It'll be a limited edition run.
All right.
I'm not drawing it because I can't draw. Like, I'm horrible at drawing. You don't ever want me to draw for you.
That's why you go on the Fiverr.
You get someone, yeah, but I mean, I feel like Fiverr's great, but at the same time, like, do you ever get stuff from Fiverr and you're like disappointed?
I mean, with any kind of where you're paying for individuals to do something to what you have in your head, the possibility of being disappointed is very high.
Yeah, so we'll close on this, another QAnon note. It's cold as a witch's titty in here, by the way. I don't know why, but it's cold. But I'll be all right. Rather be cold than hot, personally. So QAnon again, right? This is why you got to always vet who you want to listen to. If you're going to follow someone and you like really what they say. I was reading an article. QAnon influencer who calls Democrats pedophiles is an actual child abuser.
Wow.
Yeah. David Trent's followers remained oblivious because he was convicted under his legal name David Todeschi. QAnon promoter David Trent has spent the last 4 years telling his tens of thousands of followers that the Democrats are pedophiles working as part of a global sex trafficking ring run by the world's elite. I guess this would be fake news for the believers. But what he didn't tell them, that he was a real pedophile. In 1999, he was found guilty of coercing an 8-year-old boy into sexual acts 3 years earlier and spent almost 5 years in prison. Isn't that irony?
It is.
Trent's followers remained oblivious because he was convicted under his real name. So not entirely their fault. The link between Todeshini 70 and his alias was first uncovered by investigation by extremist tracking website Right Wing Watch, a project of people for the American Way, a liberal advocacy group based in D.C. I guess they watch people on the right wing. So he was planning on suing Right Wing Watch for publishing the investigation, but then asked what was inaccurate about the account, and he failed to respond. He couldn't sue because it wasn't slander. Therefore, I think it would be accurate, would it not?
Accurate as hell.
Yeah. I'm an enemy of the deep state, and I did what General Flynn did to this, she said. He pled guilty to a crime that he didn't commit. Oh, okay. He's convicted in 1999 and listed on the New York Sex Offenders Registry, and he definitely looks like a sex offender. Sexually violent offender, meaning he has a high risk of repeat offense and threat to public safety. Wonder why they release these guys so quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother conversation. But this guy is a cultural grifter. I mean, he looks like one, and it just blows my mind. You know, when you hear anybody, you didn't do any dove fucking with Mike Brad? Yeah, we'll see. I'll find that picture. But people that are always shouting from the tops about stuff like that, or the rooftop, so to speak, usually are one of the ones doing it. I find that people that hate gay people, like that are extreme about it, end up being gay sometimes. Have you ever seen that? And you're like, wow.
Absolutely.
You're like, what the fuck? Like, you know, and it was self-hate, right? This guy hates himself. Oh, yeah, there's the onesie that Mike is in. There was such a better one that I had, but yeah, I got to give, but you know what? Mike did a hell of a Bob Ross. I got to give him credit. You're not seeing it in that picture, but it was a phenomenal. I almost had to do a double take, and I know who Mike is. Not joking. I was like, wow. Did you guys have a costume contest? There it is. I think it's a hell of a...
Every Halloween party, it's a costume contest.
Who won?
I totally forget. I was drunk.
You didn't win?
No.
It's a fucking ripoff. I'm calling it off right now. That's bullshit. I want to know who won. What outfit won? I saw the chick dressed in the paint at the Halloween party. That looked pretty cool. But, I mean, that's impressive. Anytime you got to put that much work in, you got to get the props there. But, oh, is that a dance? Are we going to see a sex video? Mike? What the? Oh, my God. Well, on that note, folks, we can't go any higher than that. So, with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. You can catch the podcast on iTunes, Google Podcasts. They change the name every fucking time. It's just Podcast for Google. Amazon Music, you name it. Spotify, Stitcher, Google Taking It Deep with Thee Godfrey. Share, like, Taking It Deep with Thee Godfrey on the Facebook page. And this is Thee Godfrey. Not saying goodbye. Just saying take it deep.